How's it going? Today I just want to show you guys how to quickly turn one of these IBC totes into some storage shelves. Basically a storage tote for, I've already built one for oil. Now I'm going to build a second one for holding all my antifreeze jugs. Stay tuned. And here we have the finished product. IBC tote, all ready to go. Got a bottom shelf, top shelf. You can really build it any way you want, but stick around if you'd like to build this one. So the first thing you want to do is remove the 4 torque spits from these top rails. Then you can easily pull these metal retaining rods out. Then I tip the thing over on its side, and you can just grab a hold of the tote by the 2 ears, yank it out of there, and remove these 4 corner protectors. Then after much deliberation, I decided to cut out holes, leaving the center bars for structure. So you can see I just made a bunch of cuts with the grinder, quickly removing these crossbars that were in here. Now, I have access for the shelves on both sides. Next, because these things often are bowed, what I do is I throw a ratchet strap on and tighten it until, so you can squeeze the sides in. What we're going to do is save and reuse these bars that we removed from the top and use them as the shelves for in here. Now, since I have bought a whole truckload of these, I have a bunch of extra bars. If you don't have extra bars, you can space them out evenly, but since I have extra and I'm going to be putting a lot of weight on them, I'm going to use 4 of these to span across. Put 1, weld it to the center bar there, and then on this side, do the same thing. Wow, so YouTube is hard. Anyways, there's that. And then just weld that gap up. Now, I'm going to be using fluxless, using a flux core welder to do this project. That way to show you don't have to have GMAL, gas metal arc welding. You don't need to have a gas MIG machine in order to do this project. In fact, I actually like the flux core because this is all galvanized and it's so thin. To fully remove the galvanizing, you've thinned the metal so much, it's just not reasonable. Here in the real world, it works great with flux core because you can actually, or even a stick welder for that matter, burn a 3/32 rod, something like a 7018 or a 6011, even if you turned it down cold enough so you're not blowing holes in it, that would work just fine. So now we'll go ahead and get this thing welded. Most important, PPE. Wear a respirator, especially when we're dealing with this galvanized stuff and flux core. You don't run your daily driver without an air compressor, so you should always, air filter. Yeah, see, that happens. Always wear your respirator. Gotta love a pipeliner's cloud. My ground up. I don't care. Ground does not want to move. It ain't always rainbows and butterflies. It's like, not bad. It's like 20 degrees out, but it's sunny and calm. Wow, that leather is cold. fill the gap, just make a bunch of single passes. Let that cool, because it's super thin galvanizing. It's going to want to blow away from you, especially when you're welding gaps. That's just how it is. We're not TIG welding today. Think stainless, not aluminum. It is the worst of galvanized steel. It's so thin the galvanizing has fully penetrated. I like to do the side pieces first. Then you can throw a straight edge on and hold the center bars up to touch the straight edge. You can tell how cold it is. My MIG gun does not want to flex. Lay a couple beads, come back to this side. Lay a couple beads. Concentrating on this, on our crossbar, because it's a double layer pinched together. So you have more mass there, so it's less likely to burn through. Now, I'm almost ready to touch my cage. We'll let that cool, jump over here. Here, I'll show you. When we're dealing with this stuff, your welds are going to look like garbage. Because what's our end game? We just want a cage to hold some antifreeze. So, you can see this is barely touching. So I'm laying pass after pass on this side because it's twice the thickness of the metal since it's pinched together, and I'm building that bead out until it's ready to be welded to the cage. Same thing on this side. Sorry for the terrible camera work.
So you can see by moving around to each weld joint, you're given each joint time to cool, that way you minimize the risk of blowing through.
What have we got? Super ugly, but functional. Will it hold oil cans and antifreeze? Yes, it will. Now, let's put our center bars in. And remember, we're going to use a flat bar, something across the top, in order to make sure they're all on the same plane. That's all that matters. Don't have to get too crazy with it. Right. Found a couple pieces of angle iron. Just laid them across our bars. Now I have something to set my plane. So now, what I'm going to do, put it in there, hold it up. Kind of hold it tight to this side. Just like that. I'm holding it up again. I'm just eyeballing this. Does not have to be critical. Paralysis by analysis ain't your friend. Alright. Leather. Why aren't you working with me? It's so cold. The leather is sticking. There we go. Alright. Eyeball. Eyeball. Already down, Jimmy. Tuck. Alright, now what? I got a big gap on the other side, so what I'm going to do is move my ratchet strap over. I guess a smart man would have worked his way over. Oh well. Something we are not planning to do. Look, I just closed it up 2 inches. What? Ta-da! Still touching. I'm on the same plane, so my shelf will lay flat and not rock. Now, weld the seams. I can see it getting hot. Let that cool. Well, the slag I'm not cleaning because it's an oil tote for me, not a customer. I don't have time. I'm lazy. Grab another bar. We got about a 1/4 inch to close up. See that? Don't lift your Don't split this, just touch it. Alright, see, I'm touching there, so let's go ahead and weld it. If you ever get zinc poisoning, you'll only do it once. Fast passers work the best on this thing galvanizing because the galvanizing wants to pop once it explodes. So, not like welding anything structural. It's welding crappy sheet metal. Woo, got that hot. Here, take a lighter brush and show you what it'll look like.
All right, I'll show y'all what this will look like when you're done. Basically, absolute garbage. But will it hold? Yes. Of course, that's right in the light. There we go. Can you see that? Focus. Absolute looks like garbage, but it doesn't matter. It will hold our oil. So, next up, now that we have our shelves support braces in there, now we've got to get our wood. Got a piece of plywood. That is. Let's grab our tools and we're done. Just gonna grab a skill saw, grab a truck lamp, because we have one. Take the measurement. Looks like from inside to inside, 45 3/4. So say 45 1/2. Make sure it's not all warped too bad. 45 1/2 will fit snug. So let's just do 45 1/2. That should be good. See what side I want. Doesn't matter. My OCD coming out. Everything needs to be nice. I'm trying hard. 45 1/2. I always mark to remove the line. 45 1/2. The line will be gone once you make your cut. That's terrible. Let's finish that line because I want to. And now we cut. Actually, earplugs. Can't replace your ears.
once that hair follicle breaks, she's gone forever. Go ahead and adjust my depth for safety. Yada yada. Just let it fall. Why? Because that's how my high school building trades instructor lost his thumb. Well, thumb and 2 fingers. All right. Look at that. Well, you just look at it. It fits. It's got a little bit of expansion and contraction room, you know, for them summer months. Got to think about them things. Next up. I don't have another piece of plywood, and you know how much wood costs these days. So, it's not long enough, but it doesn't matter because I've got 4 supports. So, we're gonna rip this sucker down. Oh, it was meant to be. Take a measurement. What side? 14 1/4 will give me a 1/4 inch. 14 1/4. Yep. 14 1/4 will give me some gappage, some room for wiggling, growing, expansion, contracting. 14 1/4. Is that what I said? See, I need the DeBoss garage tape, boss. 14 1/4. 14 1/4. The edge of the line is on the outside of where I'm going to be cutting. That way I can remove my line. And then I find that when you're working with materials where it really matters, you don't have Sharpie or pencil or anything to take off your finished product. So that's why. And it doesn't matter how thick your marking line is. I usually like to work with scribes. The more precise your mark, the more precise your end product. The less room for error across your system, marking, measuring, cutting, then the more precise your end product will be. Anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That chalk is garbage. Ew. So bad. So sloppy. You know what? Let's be safe. So what I find with these, the best way to adjust them is I just leave this thing loose and you tighten it, bring it up against it, let it open a little bit, and then squeeze it tight again. Done. Self-adjusting. Make sure I'm not cutting in the metal, dulling my blade. Beautimus. Let's do that again. Guess what? This ain't rocket science. Don't overcomplicate it. Do not seek the treasure. Do not seek the treasure. Want to see that little trick again? Yeah. So do I. All right. Close it. Open it. Close it. Open it. Close it. Done. Sorry if I'm in the shot. I'm left-handed. Gets in the way all the time. Probably shouldn't have filmed that. I got excited and tried to cut in a circle. Run away. Run away. Oh, it's the same. Now I want to be 45 and a half. So, are we going to be all stickler and cut both pieces to be exactly the same, or do we just cut one to fit the hole? Ooh. Don't know, this OCD is working hard on me right now. Alright, got them both even. Decisions. Don't be. Don't be. 45 and a half, that'd be 22 and a half plus the quarter, 22 and 3/4. Alright, I'm giving in to my weaker side. Sorry. I know, suspense. 22 and 3/4. Boom. 22, 3/4. Boom. Do it again in the middle. Why? So we don't have to mess with that stupid shop. 22, 3/4. Remember, I'm using the inside edge of the line. Whoop. And I don't know if this piece is square. See, look, it's not. It's not square. It's not cool. But it is cool. It works. I lost my saw. I need a taller tripod, don't I? Well, that's what I got. Close. Up. Close. "50% of the time, it works every time." Now guess what? We're gonna do it again. Another one. Dude, that end's all chewed up. See? I can't help it. I can't turn it off. I really do try to turn off the OCD, but it's not as OCD as some people. Maybe it's just because I don't have the skills to do this. I guess that's another problem. Clamp. Almost forgot. Closed. Open. Closed. Open. Just enough to put enough tension on it. Closed. Miss. Do that again. Open it up a little. What am I doing wrong, Bobby? Oh, it's got spring in it. That's what it is. Oh no. There we go. That'll do, pig, that'll do. Sneak up on that line. See? The line is disappearing. Oh, and it's not disappearing. Disappearing. She disappeared a little too much on the end, but I won't tell her. Would you look at that? That will hold antifreeze just fine. Is it perfect? No. Do you need fancy tools? No. Do I have fancy tools? But you don't need them. We've got our 50-50 mix. 50-50. Grab some more. Let's fill this sucker up.
Here's our full strength universal. Just regular old anti-acid technology.
O'Reilly's, Autozone. We can all be friends.
Let's see. Clean up our tools.
Oh, look. We even got some global final charge for the big rigs. Let's go around and find all the antifreeze we can. I got a lot of this AutoZone stuff. Why? Because you can buy it by the case and save. Did you know that? Maybe it helps you, maybe it doesn't. That looks like it is conventional. Is that pre-mixed? Oh boy, it's not pre-mixed. Put that on the solid side, not on the pre-mix side. Empty jugs for pre-mixing my own. Why? Because it's half price. You save so much when you pre-mix yourself. Here's my OCD again. It's got to be all orange in the same row, boys. Ooh. I don't think I need coolant. Oh, the conundrum. Those are empty. And they're full strength. Be recycled. So now, you know the rest of the stuff. We even have good old RV antifreeze put in the bottom. Well, that about does it, folks. Hope it was not the worst camera filming you've ever seen. Oh, 28 minutes, shoot. Gotta figure out how to edit this down, because that would be boring. 28 minutes of me jawing. Anywho's, rattle can that black if you want to leave it outside. Put it in a barn, whatever you want to do. Bottom shelf, top shelf. Thanks for watching.